Convention Center.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to this most special session where we are interacting with the Global Guide of Heartfulness, revered Daaji. Before we await the arrival of our members from the Jito team and revered Daaji, we would like to show a few initiatives of heartfulness across the world. Let us begin with taking a glimpse into a very important initiative that Heartfulness has undertaken around the world. Heartfulness has been a part of numerous afforestation projects around the country and also now taking afforestation around the world. Let us take a glimpse into a short video on Forests by Heartfulness. This was a short glimpse into a very important afforestation project of the Taranga Hills that has been successfully undertaken by Heartfulness. Now we invite you to take a short glimpse into all the forest initiatives by Heartfulness with the film on Forests by Heartfulness.
Every year, approximately 10 million hectares of forest are lost, accelerating climate change, biodiversity loss, and soil degradation. The Heartfulness Institute, known for providing free meditation and well-being training in over 160 countries worldwide, has extended its mission to address these issues through the Forests by Heartfulness initiative.
Forest by Heartfulness is a mega greening initiative
How it is different is that it focuses on bringing in soil enrichment, water conservation measures, as well as very innovative greening techniques along with the traditional knowledge.
Currently executed 40 projects. We want to plant about 30 million trees by 2030.
Forests by Heartfulness brings together environmentalists, scientists, forestry experts, indigenous communities, and thousands of volunteers.
Most of our projects are guided by both traditional knowledge as well as modern knowledge. And this knowledge need not just be from India. It's organizations like UNCCD, organizations like IUCN, of which we are members. Yeah? We are now invited to take part in IUCN World Congress. So we are going there to understand how the Ethiopians are approaching their reforestation, how the great green wall of Sahel is happening, the sub-Saharan countries. So in all these, we get to definitely pick up points and incorporate in our own projects as well. And we also have a few things to tell them.
The team recently executed the world's largest forestation project using rain gun technology, transforming 400 hectares of land in Gujarat's Mehsana district.
We don't plant and leave, right? We consider a project year one of the plantation and at least take care of the plants for next 2 to 3 years.
We involve the local communities. We employ the people who belong to that region. So when they come and start working, they give us ideas. We take their inputs.
In Shivgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Forests by Heartfulness has transformed 2,000 acres of barren land into lush green landscape by planting endangered and endemic tree species.
Protecting endemic and endangered trees, and millions of trees have been planted. When we think of the children for the future, what we're going to give them through these projects is really, it's phenomenal.
Forests by Heartfulness uses state-of-the-art plant tissue culture to propagate tree and plant species that are on the brink of extinction. Recognizing that the success of a plantation depends on the entire ecosystem's health, Forests by Heartfulness has also undertaken the creation and restoration of water bodies. Forests by Heartfulness has also enthusiastically participated in the Government of India's Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam program. In many projects, biochar has played a crucial role in soil regeneration. Heartfulness has set up its own Biochar Center of Excellence to make biochar and also provide training to others on how to make and use it.
Whenever we approach a new project, we do a proper need assessment, understanding the needs of the community, understanding the needs of the land itself. So not every project is a tree plantation project. The need of the land could be grasslands, creation of grasslands or shrubs.
What started as a greening initiative in the driest district of Telangana has already executed over 40 projects, partnered with corporate and government organizations, won multiple greening awards, has planted 3 million plus trees, has offset approximately 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide, and has curated 80 plus endangered tree species. Current projects include the ecological restoration of parts of the Aravalli mountain range, as well as forestation projects in Dubai and Belize. Forests by Heartfulness has also started partnering with the Coal Ministry of India for responsible and ecologically sound mine closures.
As of today, we have done greening of about 10,000 acres.
We invite individuals and organizations who are passionate about the environment to join us. we can make this world a greener place, one forest at a time.
Daaji says, do whatever it takes to ensure that not a leaf gets dried.
Today, we are in the august presence of revered Daaji, Shri Kamlesh Patel, Global Guide Heartfulness, who will lead us through a very special session. As we await his arrival, let us take a look at the immense work that has been done by this revolutionary person, revered Daaji. We request to play Daaji's bio, please.
Heartfulness Guide Daaji has made it his mission to make meditation available to everyone, everywhere, around the world for free.
Please start meditation.
Under the guidance of Daaji, 16,000 volunteers are providing meditation across the world.
Heartfulness is free of charge, and it's really life-changing for anyone who wants to settle down within themselves.
என்னோட ஃபோனில் ஹார்ட்ஃபுல்னஸ் ஆப் இருக்கு. எந்த நேரம் வேணாலும் என்னை ஒரு பயிற்சியாளரோட அதை கனெக்ட் பண்ணி விடும்.
Donc, Heartfulness est présent dans plus de 160 pays où des volontaires offrent la méditation, des ateliers de yoga, des formations pour le bien-être et aussi des activités pour la communauté.
गांव-गांव जाकर के लोगों को ध्यान सिखाते हैं, लोगों को योग सिखाते हैं, साथ में कृषि के तरीके सिखाते हैं, बच्चों की शिक्षाओं के तरीके सिखाते हैं, वृद्ध माताओं बहनों के लिए भी हम अलग-अलग कार्यक्रम करते हैं.
È veramente molto bello leggere la letteratura che scrive Daaji oppure Heartfulness Magazine. Trovo sempre ispirazioni nel modo con cui i concetti un po' complicati vengono espressi in modo molto semplice.
Daaji is an exception. He is very humble and he is very devoted to service, which is very extraordinary.
Heartfulness is committed to keeping the inner and outer environment clean.
This is why Daaji started the Forest by Heartfulness initiative. As of today, we have done greening of about 10,000 acres.
Unbeknownst to me, everything that we were suggesting could be done. That you could take barren land and regenerate it. You could reverse the degradation. And you could bring life back to barren spaces. I was talking about it, but Daaji was doing it.
Tanha Shanti Vanam is the best place to see the scope of Daaji's vision in action.
Kana Shanti Vanam for me is a great example of the city, which has perfect balance of spiritual and material.
To see all religions and spiritual traditions coming together for peace is really special.
दाजी जिस तरह से जो कार्य कर रहे हैं, वो जिस तरह से एक इंसानियत पर काम कर रहे हैं, मानवता पर कर रहे हैं, मुझे लगता है कि इसी की सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. इसी को हमें आगे बढ़ाने की, सबको मिलकर ले जाने की ज़रूरत है.
भाई कमलेश जी, जो हम सब पूजनीय दाजी के रूप में ही जानते हैं, जो काम मानवता के लिए किया है, वो वाकई अद्भुत है.
could I have attained, or could this organization would have been recognized without you all? I don't think so. My heart and head bows to all of you with gratitude.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you all to Jito Connect 2025 special session on this bright and beautiful morning. It is wonderful to have you all with us here today. Today we are part of a very special session where we will together explore a fundamental principle of life, conscious living, a principle intrinsically connected to the sacred aspects of life. Let us begin the session with the Navkar mantra. We request everyone to please rise. This morning, we are deeply honored to welcome Daaji, Shri Kamlesh T. Patel, the global guide of the Heartfulness movement. A visionary teacher and spiritual leader, Daaji has dedicated his life to making meditation and yogic wisdom accessible worldwide. Under his guidance, Heartfulness has touched millions of lives across more than 160 countries, inspiring harmony, compassion, and inner transformation. A visionary teacher and author of international repute, Daaji has dedicated his life to making the timeless wisdom of yoga and meditation accessible to modern society through a simple, heart-based meditation practice. With a rare ability to bridge the ancient and the contemporary, he offers practical methods for balanced living, harmony, and holistic well-being. He has addressed global platforms, including the United Nations, international universities, and leadership forums, where his message of peace, compassion, and unity inspires people across cultures and generations. We are very privileged to also welcome among us today Honorable Governor of Punjab, Shri Gulabji Kataria. We welcome his presence here. Let us now have together the privilege of inviting to the dais Revered Daaji, Global Guide Heartfulness. we welcome revered Daaji among us. Today we have the good fortune of attending a master class by revered Daaji on conscious living. The principle of conscious living is fundamental to each one of us, and I now invite revered Daaji to lead us through a session on conscious living and also guide us with a short meditation.
My hearty pranams to one and all. I'm asked to speak on hearty living. आप सब तो जानकार लोग हैं और स्पेशली ज्ञानी को ज्ञान कैसे देवे बड़ी मुसीबत है. You are the epitome of society. All of you are somehow following the principles laid down by the great Tirthankars. What is there for me to say? Yet, we can share, we can bridge so-called apparent gap between the theories and practices of Jainism and how it synchronizes. It forms the eclipse, perfect eclipse, with the way heartfulness is carried out in the whole world. Heartfulness, if you say, in essence, is Jainism. Jainism is the mother of all religions of the world. And there is no doubt about it. Jainism precedes all religions. In fact, Rishabh Devji, the first one, who made this planet from a Bhoga Bhumi to Karma Bhumi, meaning people did not have to work before his recommendations, before his advocacy. He taught the world how to do agriculture first. He was the pioneer in creating a civilization where human intervention can change the productivity in the society, and the food dependency is no longer dependent only on nature, but with human intervention. It was his research, especially in the field of spirituality. He pioneered this idea of transmission. What is this transmission that I'm talking about? He, with his sankalpa or with his yogic powers, he could transmit a spiritual condition to a person who is in need of it. He could do that with a will, with a sankalpa, that may such and such thing happen, and it will unfold. This transmission in Sanskrit is known as pranahuti. It has nothing to do with prana pratistha or shaktipat or that sort of things. It is pure essence that emanates from the heart of such a rishi. What is this pranahuti? To make you understand his research, just as we need food for the body, nourishment for the body, we take balanced diet. Likewise, we have another body we call subtle sukshma body, also known as chitta, manas, buddhi and ahankar. It is fine-tuned and nourished by our parents, elders. We learn from our Shastras, Gurujans. We interact with each other and enrich our mind. Now, Rishabhji asks fundamental question, how to nourish the spirit, how to nourish the soul, how to nourish your prana. He gave the answer also, which is repeated in Kenopanishad. Kenopanishad second sloka is all about that. Just what I have repeated just now, ki body needs nourishment, mind needs enrichment at that level. Prana needs pranasya pranaha, and he at will could do that to whoever came in front of him. He could transmit the essence and nourish each individual with that spiritual need. After his passing, this knowledge was lost. Just as after Sunidhi's passing, Sunidhinath's passing, the 9th Tirthankar, there was a big gap between the 9th and the 10th Tirthankar. There was a dark age in Jainism. Many things went bad. Many rituals which were not initially taught were forced upon. Whatever be the reason, it was a need of the hour that Rishabhji took rebirth to guide the humanity as the great Mahavir. That the gap is almost 5,000 years between Rishabhji and Mahavirji. The first became the last and last was the first. Heartfulness, the guide of heartfulness, Sri Ramchandraji, who hailed from Fatehgarh and born was in 1873. He rediscovered this pranahuti and gave it to the world. He revived it and made sure that after his passing also, it can continue and make people benefit. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but there were two giants, two Tirthankars. One of them is the first one, Rishabhdevji. He was the Suryavanshi. He was the seventh, he hailed, he prevailed 73 generations before Sri Ramchandra of Ayodhya. He belonged to the same dynasty, same, as we say, same bloodline. Likewise, there is one more Tirthankar, Neminath, who also was directly related to Lord Krishna. So these are all not hearsay or mythological stories, but these are the facts. We must be proud of our heritage. We must imbibe the essence. We should not depend on external things. Yesterday someone asked me, is our destiny fixed? Is my karma that is all driving me today? No, you have a choice. Based on the choices that I make now, my future will unfold. Based on what I have done in my past, my present is unfolding in front of my eyes. But am I the slave? Am I restricted only to these limitations of the past? Not at all. When we study the life of Sri Ramchandraji of Ayodhya and Mother Sita, it is so obvious. Ask yourself a question. Did they have any karma baggage from the past life? They did not have, because they were not existing before that birth. They did not have a previous life. They came with a clean slate, no karmas. Yet everything that had to be suffered, they suffered. And who made that suffering possible? No less a person than his own mother, Kaikeyi. So, the best one, the most loved one can change your destiny. Anyone can change your destiny. The wars that is happening between Russia and Ukraine, one for example, Palestine and Israel, Islamic world and the non-Islamic world. These are all man-made things. We can influence the course of history. Do you think those millions of Jews had such a common karma to be killed mercilessly by Hitler? No. So, karma is a dynamic phenomena. God has given us the choice, freedom of choice, either to do right thing or wrong thing. Now, who will decide what is right and what is wrong? A terrorist will say, okay, if I do these things, I will go to heaven. To them, such acts of terrorism are great things. So it depends on your upbringing, your conditioning, as we call in our shastras, your samskars drives your attitudes drives your activities, and your activities designs your destiny. Now, coming back to when we work backward, destiny decided by our activities, decided by our attitude. Spiritual person would ask, what determines my attitude? What makes me choose something and not other thing? What drives me to like something and dislike something? Many a times, even when I don't like things, there are many situations in a family, you don't like things, but you end up compromising. That also forms sanskars. Eastern tradition talks about karma and effect of karma resulting in samskars. Jainism gives a great importance to these karma phalas or karmas they are called samskars in a common language. Either you can stop them or remove them or fry them up like samvar or ashrav or nijra. How to prevent? It's like vaccination. Before the disease can engulf you, vaccinate yourself. In karma, how are you going to vaccinate the effects of karma gluing to your soul, to your consciousness? These karmas are carried by our soul life after life. Gita talks about leading a life in such a way that these karmas don't stick to your consciousness and you don't take it forward after death with your soul. Easy to talk and say, I will not allow this karma to settle down on my consciousness. But it is very simple to arrive at a residue-free soul, karma-free soul, even while indulging in the daily activities of our life. Heartfulness teaches one fundamental thing, that my spiritual life must never be ignored. I must practice spirituality 24 hours a day. That should be my undercurrent. It should be my foundation. But I should not ignore or discard my material duties, the duties towards the family, towards the community. Often people say you should not have attachment. Why not? To be attached in a loving way towards your parents, towards children, towards your loved ones. What is wrong with it? We call God in different words. God is love. Then why should not I love others like God? So love is not an obstacle. Love is the only way to go forward. You look at the eyes of people who has renounced the world in greed for God. You don't have to suffer to attain that ultimate realization. Just as a bird cannot fly with one wing, it needs two wings, human life, our spiritual life and material life. We should be treated like two wings of a bird, balanced. I should not go into material world also so much that my spiritual life suffers. And I must not ignore one for the other. Both have to be attended in the most fascinating way. If I am doing a business, if I have the ability to make 10 crores, make 1,000 crores. Make it wisely, spend it wisely. Many people also say it's a crime, it's sinful to make money. But it's not correct. If good people, if good-hearted people stop making money, what will happen? You are leaving the avenues open for the bad ones. And when the bad people make money, what will happen to the society? It will be in the hands of terrorists. Also, I would like good-hearted people to get involved with politics. Jito should raise such members who can strongly guide and navigate the political world, political arena of our Indian governance. We must rise. Only when you have powers in your hands, you can make decisions and constructively change the society. I cannot say, I'm a Jain and I'm so-and-so and my purpose is only God realization. That will be a wrong thing. If you shy away from the communal or duties towards the community, towards the nation, no wonders you have to say only politicians will run the country, and when the bad-hearted, selfish people run the country cannot progress. We need good-hearted, strong-hearted people to navigate our country, our communities. So we need spiritual warriors. No less a person. We have to develop that spirit of a tiger or a lion and roar in the society and say, yes, we can achieve it. I may be following certain religion, that's okay. But my religion must be able to influence the rest of the society. My way of life must be contagious. The way I lead my life must make other people, and especially my children, proud. Children today, the youth today, are distancing themselves from religion. Why? Because there is a big gap between our belief and our action. What will happen in 2150? few hundred years from now, the people then would laugh at us. They will say, oh, those people who lived in 2025, they had things in their hands. They believed in God, but they did not have Shraddha. Belief is easy. To develop authentic Shraddha, it's a different matter altogether. And what is the reason behind it? Beliefs is a whitewash. I believe, so I don't have to do anything. Automatically, we end up concluding that believing is enough. When you ask your mother or father, Mummy, मुझे बता, तो ईश्वर में मानती है कि नहीं, सही में बता, तो गुस्से हो जाएगी। क्यों ऐसी बात पूछता है मुझे? क्या नहीं जानते हो कि मैं मानती हूँ? नहीं, क्यों मानती है? तो उनका जवाब क्या होगा? मेरी माँ ने बताया, मेरे पिताजी ने बताया, मेरे दादा ने बताया, अपना धर्म ऐसा कहता है। बट आप क्या कहती हो? गुस्सा करेगी। आनंद तब होगा जब मैं कहूँगा कि मैं मानता हूँ बिकॉज मैंने उनका अनुभव किया है। Belief is not enough. I must be able to experience divinity. Should I experience it outside myself? It cannot be. Experience has to be only from inside. That's why Eastern traditions calls such an entity as Antaryamin, one who dwells within. One who dwells within has to be experienced inside, not outside. It is never possible. When we, with lot of reverence, lot of faith, we approach Derasars. We have 24 Tirthankars. सभी कौन सी मुद्रा में बैठे हैं? सभी लोग ध्यान मुद्रा में बैठे हैं। आजकल जो होर्डिंग्स होते हैं, एडवर्टीजमेंट, दे आर ऑल विजुअल ग्राफिक्स। विजुअल ग्राफिक्स का पर्पस क्या होता है? इट कन्वेज अ मीनिंग, इट कन्वेज अ प्रोडक्ट, इट एडवर्टाइजेज अ प्रोडक्ट। 24 Tirthankars are also telling us through their ध्यान मुद्रा कि हमने जो कुछ भी प्राप्त किया है वो ध्यान से किया है। आप भी ध्यान करो तो हमारी जो हालत है उस तक पहुँचे सकते हो आप। एक ही रास्ता है, ध्यान से ही हम आगे पहुँच सकते हैं। अब मैं ध्यान के बारे में बताऊंगा थोड़ा। आप बताओगे ध्यान का मतलब क्या है? Some of you answer to yourself only what it means to you. Thank you, thank you. I did not hear you, but I thank you. वो डिस्टेंस बहुत है ना, आप सब खुद को जवाब दे दो, ध्यान क्या है? कई लोग बोलते हैं शांत हो जाना ध्यान है, आंख बंद करके चुप रहना ध्यान है, साइलेंस में बैठना ध्यान है, विचार शून्य हो जाना ध्यान है। But these are all the outcomes. Focused mind or the concentration of the mind is the outcome, product of dhyan, of meditation. when we split this word ध्यान, संस्कृत का शब्द है दी प्लस यान. दी ये जो धातु है संस्कृत में, ये 2 बार गायत्री मंत्र में आ चुका है. धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. धी का मतलब क्या है यहाँ? अल्टीमेट विजडम. गायत्री से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि माँ मुझे अल्टीमेट विजडम दो, प्रज्ञा दो. लेकिन बोलने से थोड़ी हम विजडम मिल जाती है, करने से मिलती है. मानने से ईश्वर नहीं मिलता, अनुभव से कुछ आगे बढ़ते हैं, अनुभव से भी नहीं मिलता, जिसके बारे में हम आगे बात करेंगे. और ज्ञान का मतलब है, धी का तो समझ गए आप, विजडम, अल्टीमेट विजडम, नॉट ऑर्डिनरी विजडम, अल्टीमेट विजडम. ज्ञान का मतलब है वाहन, vehicle. Vehicle that transports my consciousness to the ultimate wisdom is dhyan. Now you can appreciate the research of Rishabhdev. This pranahuti की जो ताकत है, it moves this vehicle of consciousness from where we are to where we should be. Without this transmission of pranahuti, you cannot become dhyanmayi. It is not possible. Can you imagine the whole earth is bombarded with nuclear bombs, and what remains are empty houses and empty cars? And few of us are left behind. There is no fuel in the car. How will you ride the cars? It needs energy, it needs petrol or electricity to drive it. So dhyan, without this energy from a person of caliber, you cannot shift your consciousness into a next dimension. It's a must. कल हमने कई लोगों को ध्यान करवाया था, कान्हा में जब आए थे. They are the witness that what this transmission can do to your consciousness. It shifts, and it incrementally shifts as we change from inside. More the purity in my heart, more transmission will flow into my heart, and more shift in consciousness will happen, and slowly we march towards Kaivalya. How? As I said, belief is good, experience is better, but experience is not everything. एक बार अनुभूति हो गई, यह काफी है? नहीं. Suppose fortunately, ये प्रकाश भाई है ना, उनके घर पहुंच गया मैं, और वो बोलेंगे दाजी आप यहाँ हमारे साथ रहो 2-3 महीना, हम रहेंगे, मजा करेंगे. उनका हॉस्पिटैलिटी, आतिथ्य भाव. 3 महीना रहा, अंदर से क्या लगेगा? उनकी हॉस्पिटैलिटी तो बहुत अच्छी है, आतिथ्य भाव तो तगड़ा है. काश मैं भी उनके जैसा होता. आप समझे कुछ क्या कहना चाहता हूं? डिवाइन एक्सपीरियंसेस कैन बी ग्रेट. जैसे रिच हॉस्पिटैलिटी इज ग्रेट. To become rich, to become divine is another matter altogether. To experience divinity and becoming divine, they're two different things. So now we are moving from mere belief to experiencing to becoming divine myself. Nothing less will do. Next step. having become that divine, the highest step is to get rid of that also. Only then you can say, I'm moving forward, I'm going forward. They say, जो दीपक भाई है ना बारडोली वाले, उन्होंने मुझे कुछ चिट्ठी दी है ना, खास करके मैं पढ़ के बताता हूँ। कि based on the development or the heights that a person attains, in Jainism, they are given 5 different types of fabric. एक है अरिहंत को देते हैं, दूसरा सिद्ध भगवंत को, तीसरा आचार्य भगवंत, उपाध्याय भगवंत, and so on. ये पंच भूत से जो अचीवमेंट्स है उसकी बात हो रही है यहाँ पे। हर पंच भूत के अलग अलग कलर होते हैं। जिन्होंने पृथ्वी या जल या अग्नि पे मास्टरी की है उसको ऐसे ऐसे कपड़े पहनाए जाते हैं। Arihant is the highest. How and why? Heartfulness says you attain liberation when you are free from desires. But it's a very low state. Moksha, liberation, is the lowest state of freedom. Next one is when your ahankar, when your ego also dissolves and you become eligible to merge with the ultimate. That is called a state of merger. Let me explain to you what this merger is all about. Kabir, I'm sure you have all heard of him, and he talks about merger, and he describes it in a very simple way. He said it's like raindrops falling in the ocean. Raindrops falling in the ocean, and what happens? Ultimately, each individual drop becomes the ocean. My Guruji says, it looks very high, but it is from this state of merger that the actual spiritual journey starts. To my understanding, Arihant's journey starts after the merger. How? I don't know how many of you are familiar with science, chemistry, periodic table. Can you raise hands with periodic table? Oh wow, there are so many of you. Thank you. You know hydrogen? It's an explosive element. And oxygen, it fuels that explosion. Both are deadly. But when they merge, they become the life giver. Let me give you another example. Sodium, it is known as terrorist element. Little moisture and it explodes with blue light. And chlorine, it's a poisonous gas used in warfares. It kills people. One is explosive, another is a killer. But when they merge together, it becomes sodium chloride, the salt of life. Without it, you cannot exist. Without salt, there is no life possible. Without water, there is no life possible. Now, what happens when we merge with divinity? Am I really lost? No. Your purpose changes now. Just as I mentioned, you are liberated. It gives you total freedom. People say, I don't like to come back on this planet again. फिर से बार-बार इस जन्म नहीं लेना है. But people like Mahavira, Rishabdev, they say, I'll come back again. क्या उनकी खोपड़ी हट गई है क्या? नहीं, वो सेवा करने के लिए तत्पर है. After merger, your purpose changes. Your goal of life changes. Now you want to make others attain that goal as easily as them. You are not selfish. You become very generous now. You sacrifice your freedom and choose. So freedom is not only not being born, but you also have a freedom to be born. Do you know how long, as I mentioned, I already told you that it took 5,000 years for Mahavir Swami to take a birth. Why such a long time? Ordinarily, when a soul passes on, अभी मरा और अभी पैदा. Next womb is already waiting for such lower level of souls. But higher level of souls, they have to wait for the right motherhood, right mother's womb. So, दिव्य संस्कार या दिव्य जननी और गर्भ संस्कार वो आखिरी मोमेंट पे हम नहीं सिखा सकते हैं. इधर आप में है या नहीं है, जन्म से ही होना है. और जन्म से ही गर्भ संस्कार चाहिए तो माँ को ही शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी. इट्स ए विशियस साइकिल. और एक खास करके एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ कि suppose at this age of 70 years or 80 years, आपको ईश्वर प्राप्ति हो गई या कैवल्य स्टेट प्राप्त हो गया, आपका तो नसीब खुल गया. Will you be able to transfer your chromosomes, your genetic patterns to your next generation? You cannot. So it is important to make spiritual growth before, ahead of time, as early as possible. That's why there is so much of decline at the ethical level, moral level, because this genetic thing is continuously getting diluted. Moral strength is getting diluted, ethical strength is getting diluted. So the weaklings are produced with each generation. If you want the future generations to be better and stronger than us, I'll have to work hard. It is easy to destroy yourself because there is no effort required in destruction. To construct something, to become something, you have to make efforts. Without this effort, system tends to decay. And that's a universal law explained by thermodynamics. A state of entropy is created when there is no energy input. Well, anyway, I have spoken long enough. I don't have much time left also. And we have to meditate as well. I was requested that I should conduct meditation, so we will conduct meditation now and stop talking. Thank you, thank you. I will show you. Thank you. She can say it. Okay, it's good.
Let us all now prepare to meditate with revered Daaji. Heartfulness is a simple heart-based meditation. The method to meditate is also simple. We sit comfortably. Closing our eyes, we relax ourselves. And we bring our attention to our heart with a simple supposition that the source of divine light is already present within my heart. We begin with this idea, and if thoughts arise in the mind, we simply let them be. We gently bring our attention back to the heart if thoughts arise, and remind ourselves that we are meditating on the presence of the divine light within the heart. Please start meditation.